Let's do it. We ready. Let's do it. We ready. Come on. Come on. We ready. They ready for ya. What that was, bro? That was like street ball or like NCAA. What was that?
Every single game.
2K.
Every sports game.
Every sports game. Now we ready. That we ready was tough. Like that shit had me hyped. I was ready to
NBA
go.
street ass
Run
beat
through a
in the
wall, bro.
background.
185 of the Unheard podcast. Welcome. Before we get started, bro, we got a great episode in store. We're gonna be doing our little, review, music dive into Sinners. The gang went saw that this past weekend separately.
I was wondering.
But
I was wondering if you were gonna include that it was separate viewings or if that was one thing. Continue.
I saw it open at night, but these gentlemen saw. I think
I
this
saw
past
it
weekend.
opening.
So.
I also saw it opening night. Nigga tried to flex. I was at the premiere.
I saw it with Coogler.
They got it.
I think they saw it like maybe a little later after the hype.
IMAX 70 millimeter. They saw it on the little screen.
Facts. Then we got music reviews, bro. It's R&B weekend. Music from Coco Jones, debut album Why Not More, Destin Conrad, Love on Digital, Roy Woods, The Like. So we'll get into that. But yeah, man, stay tuned. Go check us out on all the socials, Instagram, Unheard Podcast. Go to the link tree in the bio. We will have all the socials there: Twitter, YouTube, X, the whole 9 yards. You can find all the episodes, the latest, the greatest. IG, Unheard Podcast. Check us out.
Go to the YouTube. Go to the YouTube. We're at 85 subs right now. Let's get to 100 subs. Vance has something special. Plan for the 100 sub. Chance might double up. It might be a match your donation type situation for that 100 sub. Person. So 20. You get one DoorDash. No tip, nigga. But yeah, go to the YouTube. 100 subscriber. Unheard. Replace the E with a 3.
Subscriber right now. As of right now, I'll buy you like one DoorDash meal under like $30. It might grow. The prize might get better. It may. It might not though. Maybe just one good meal is enough. We'll see though. It's a race now. Go.
It's just a race. Go.
On your mark.
All right. Cool. All right. So, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Sinners, skip to the timestamp in the bio for the next segment. There will be spoilers. Just warning you. If you have not seen Sinners, again, go to the timestamp. We're going to count down from 5. Pause it. Go to the timestamp. Click the timestamp. Skip to the next segment. 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, let's do it.
Most unnecessary countdown.
I was looking at it was like metaphorically how just like white people have kind of like colonized and just pillaged, kind of the things we came up with. That was for us. That's why it was like so important that they was in their own little. They rented out this shack from the KKK. We didn't even bring that, but the KKK showed them like this thing, so they could just have their own spot. And the KKK had planned to show up and murder everybody like in the morning once the party was over. But how like even when the white folks came, like even though the white folks trying to serenade them to kind of like get their way in, like the folks was like, nah, we not having that. Like this is our space, which is why they couldn't walk in when they was like, let us in, and it was like, nah, like you can't come in unless we say so. And then they invited somebody else from outside the culture who you thought was an ally, and the Asian lady, but she couldn't really, she was more so worried about her own daughter. Like she was being selfish. Like she wasn't trying to protect the culture like the collective was. You know what I'm saying? So she's the person who ultimately invited all the vampires in. So it just like all that shit kind of crazy to me. A lot of themes in there. I don't know, like y'all laughing and shit, but I think
love it
that's
because you remind me of Drunk History that used to come on Comedy Central. How they would like talk about these historical events. But they be drunk, so they just be saying like certain things and like, all right, like this nigga clearly gets it, but he's also like, what are you talking about at the same time? That's how I felt just then. I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, I think
y'all agree with that interpretation?
It sounded, it's all art, so it's up to you. But based on like what I heard, I watched a bunch of like Coogler interviews, and his Breakfast Club when he was talking about it the most. So like the music scene, like that one you talked about, it's like the scene of the movie. That was kind of like his inspiration. He said he was like really sad after his uncle died, his uncle introduced him to blues. He was just like driving past a plantation one day, and he's just he asked like his driver or whatever. It was like a connection of things. So like he drove past the plantation. That was like one thing that triggered it. His uncle playing blues music and him being able to like listen to blues music to feel in touch with his uncle, like the ancestors in that scene. Like that was another thing. Then he talked about how he was filming a different movie when Young Dolph and like Nipsey Hussle had died during that same time, and he asked like one of his friends like, is rap like the only genre where
Right.
we have to fill with this loss? And he said his friend was like a big, I forgot what genre. I think he said like hard rock fan or something. He was like, nah, a lot of our artists died too. Then he got like kind of started tracing back the genres, and they all kind of traced back to blues. And it was just that's kind of the source of the movie. It's like music was like a key theme throughout the entire movie, but just like because it literally sparked the movie, like blues, like it was a blues story. Then vampires came a cool thing. I don't know if it was music industry. I think it was more so like culture in general, or just like
I think it was a
outsiders
lot of
sucking in the
things,
culture. I
but
don't know
that
if it
was
was
the
industry specific.
yeah. I don't think it was industry specific, but I'm saying like that was kind of the vehicle they used to kind of like kind of explain this phenomenon. And I think we talked about it a lot too. How like and he didn't bring up this exact theme, but it was just like how kind of like you got these execs at these at these Atlantics and these UMGs and how they just kind of like got these young they kind of like pimped out these young black men and you know got them just they give them a little something and they kind of like poison they I'm not gonna say they poison the community. I don't want to make this like a think piece or an op-ed on like the effects of violent like trap music on the black community. That's not my point, but it's just like that argument has been made to say like yeah, they are perpetuating like these things that are a detriment to the community that could be a metaphor for like kind of sucking the life out of the community. So I think like you said, you can interpret it in a bunch of ways, but that was my interpretation. Like it could be a metaphor for a bunch of shit having to do with just like kind of colonizers like ransacking shit.
Yeah, I feel like I saw kind of similar to Taj. I saw a couple of the Coogler interviews. I mean, specifically one of the most recent ones. He was kind of talking about how he negotiated for a deal with Warner, where I think they own the rights to the movie for like the first 20 years, and then after that, like the rights get reverted back to Coogler, and then he owns like the IP and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I know he's done like his biggest movies in the past were like what Creed and obviously like Black Panther. But those like that's not original IP. I don't think either of those movies were like original. Like they were kind of like remakes of like a book, or obviously Black Panther was like a whole Marvel series. So in a way, at least like my base interpretation, I was just like, oh dope. Like Coogler damn near made a little movie about, I mean, at least the backdrop of the vampire thing. It seemed like it was just damn near about his own struggle with this movie, like fighting for the IP. Like maybe Taj can speak more to it, but just, I mean, it's a really, really big deal for somebody to own all of the concepts of this movie. Like obviously a vampire movie is an original concept, but in terms of if he wants to build a world out of this, if he wants to make books out of this, if he wants to do merchandise, it's all Coogler. It's all owned by him. And
No, I think they give him full ownership of the
no, I'm
movie
just saying
after like 20. They're gonna give him full ownership of
that's
all
what
the
I
rights.
said,
Like it's
right?
gonna
I'm
be
just
his
saying in
shit.
terms of like the creation process, like it's not derivative of a series or a book, something like that already. So it kind of just gives him a lot of freedom to work with the IP. And I know he said it hasn't been done a ton of times, but he knew that it's been done before. So if it's been done before, like why can't I negotiate for it again? So it's just like, damn, one of those kind of things where the movie was very much clearly about those kind of themes of just like struggle to hold on to, something that's like kind of close to you and close to the culture. At the same time, where like behind the scenes, he's fighting with Warner Bros. To try and negotiate this deal and kind of get this like record kind of setting deal done. But yeah, to Taj's point, I mean, as a music history nerd, it kind of it gave me like that, the music, like it was very clearly thematically the way it looked, the way the whole movie just like kind of felt. It was like very much just like that backdrop of, like Southern Mississippi, the blues, just that whole time period. Like Chin said, Reconstruction, sharecropping, like there's just a lot of struggle going on. But like, music was kind of Silver Lining. I think I honestly tried to not even look too deep into like what the exact representation of like the devil was. I think it was really just the point was just that it's supposed to represent bad, you know, whatever the movie showed as like culture, like the scene where they went through all the music eras, whatever they were trying to show as being like, you know, close to the culture and close to our people. I think the Irish devil vampire representation was just anti that. I don't even know specifically if it was supposed to represent, you know, industry or white people or outsiders. Just it was all really. I mean, again, I probably have to see it again. I only saw it once. I know some people have seen it like 3-4 times already at this point. But I mean, the blues backdrop I thought was really well done. Just kind of the whole movie dealt with this idea of like, should I do this or should I do that? Just like all these kind of big ultimatum decisions, even up to kind of the vampires and the whole idea of like being deceived to let somebody in. And I know we were rapping about it yesterday, but I was talking to people about the film, especially about kind of that music side, and like nobody had any kind of clue about like the blues history. And I ended up kind of like jogging my memory on it with like, I guess that first, they call him the first rock star on Wikipedia, Robert Johnson. I guess he was born in like 1911, like long ass time ago, pretty much around the time of the movie. And he played the blues, but he was like a mediocre musician. And the legend goes that like he went to the crossroads at night and like the devil was there, and the devil, like he came with a guitar, he gave it to the devil. The devil played a couple of songs and gave it back to him. And then like when he returned to town, he became like the greatest blues musician, greatest musician that they've ever seen at the time. And like that kind of just took up this whole notion where it was like, damn, in order to be really good at the blues, and at the time that was kind of just the music that was popular. So in order to be good at music and like have this talent, you pretty much had to like trade something in, like sell your soul. And that's kind of where the notion of like selling your soul came from. So like I said, I wasn't really
That's a
even
good
trying
point
to
you bring
interpret
up.
it too deep of like, damn, what does this shit represent? I think he was really just trying to find some type of fun antagonist kind of character where it was like, okay, like this can represent like the Robert Johnson story of like a kid, like you want to get talented and you want to get famous off the blues, but you're not really getting heard like that. And then eventually you get this opportunity, but it might come with selling your soul. So yeah, I just thought it was really well done. Like I just thought there were a lot of things that kind of combined. Like Taj said,
They got this dude. Look, remember Reincarnated in that first verse where with Kendrick he says, "I cynical about the judgment day. I did past life regression last year and it fucked me up. Reincarnated on this earth for 100 plus, body after body, lessons after lessons. Let's take it back to Michigan in 1947." And then you start talking about that, like the nigga he said, "Gifted as a musician, I play guitar on a grand level. The most talented where I'm from, but I had to rebel." Remember how you was just talking about, I was head of rhythm and blues. The woman they fell to their feet, so many to choose. But I manipulated power as I lied to the imagined. Die with my money, gluttony was too attractive. He says a possibility for this as part of the song is describing is John Lee Hooker, a legendary blues guitarist, and spent the formative time in his career in Detroit during the 40s.
All right,
I
I
thought
really
it was
thought you were
about
about
to
to bring
really
it all
come
together.
back to Robert Johnson. Or
But I'm like, no, I was just saying, like, I think Reincarnated discussed those similar themes where it just like it represents like the blues kind of
yeah,
represent
definitely Vice.
vice, and because these guys were like they were like sirens, like, you know what I'm saying? They had these
But it
beautiful
was
and angelic
pain.
voices, and they could really elicit a lot of like the blues is literally about like
That's Rod
pain and
Wave.
like emotions and really conveying that through the music.
Rod
Um,
Wave sounded. I've never heard Rod Wave
Well,
sound
he was in
more
the movie,
like
right?
you fit this. Like you found your. Yeah, it was the last song. Well, not the last song, but like when the movie ended, the first end credits, Rod Wave came on. I was like, oh shit, this was made for this time period.
I was thinking that too. I'm like,
I threw the
I was like,
party
this is the
of the
most perfect scored
century.
song in music in film history. Rod Wave right at the end of Sinners. But I don't know. As like I don't watch a ton of movies, and my homies that work in like film or like Hollywood, some of them give a fuck about like music, but some of them don't really know too much at all. And I'm kind of the same way. So it's cool to see a director kind of care about the music and put a lot into like kind of the historical accuracy of it all. I just thought it was pretty well done, you know. I would encourage you to see it.
This is great music. Great music throughout. It's not a musical, but just the music is definitely like one of those things you'll cite as like a pro of the movie. I remember when I was working for the Grammys, I wrote like an article on like soundtracks and how to like elevate different types of media, and I did like the shows. So it was like Euphoria was popping at the time, and Grand Theft Auto 5. I think I did one movie. I think it was Encanto came out, and I like talked to all of their like music supervisors, and they were just like really excited of like, oh shit, somebody actually recognizes like what we do, what we provide to like this whole area. It's like, yeah, like even like GTA or like video games, like
Radio.
you just turn on the radio, it like really brings you into the world. Like, oh shit, this is a whole world going on right now. And that's the same thing that happened with Sinners. Like, you really felt into that world of like, oh shit, I really feel what's going on. Like even the music scene we talked about, and I think that's my favorite scene in the movie. Like that scene could easily be corny of like bring in all these generations, and like you got a nigga in a tall white tee and a red bandana, like, and the blues is playing up. Like it easily come off as corny, but like the music tied it together so well. It was like it ended up being like probably one of the standout scenes like I've seen, period. So power of music in movies. Don't sleep on it. Or just any type of visual media.
It was tough, and it's not easy to do like one of those historical films because, like, damn, how many fucking movies have we seen about, you know, slave time, sharecropping, you know? It was a little fresh. It kept it a little fresh. Brian Coogler's a freak, though. I can't lie. That was the only thing I was like, man, this freaky ass script. She said, I walked a mile.
Yeah, she said, I want to freshen up.
I walked over a mile to get here. But you want me to freshen up? She said, you're beautiful. I said, all right.
In the fucking 1920s.
Yeah.
That first taste was despicable.
She was cheating too, though, bro. That was the most despicable part, bro. She was cheating on her man.
They had 10 husbands. So that was different time. He didn't even make an appearance.
Then the door wouldn't lock. The door wouldn't lock, so she said you got to put your foot on the door. So this nigga was planking, eating unfresh pussy. That's the funniest visual possible. She was like, the door wouldn't lock, put your foot on it. I'm like, this nigga really planking.
That is crazy. She was walking in the 1930s, and you already know, like, they was poor. They didn't have showers and shit.
They was dancing before. She really worked up a sweat.
They was taking bucket baths like every other day at most.
You met her before she got on the train. She was
Nigga, it's been mad long since that train ride, bro. Since that morning shower, bro.
Then it's like she was already self-conscious about it. She knew how much
that was the
sweat
first thing on her mind. She said, surely not.
She knew it was crazy down there.
The nigga said, no. Play on. No foul, nigga. And one. I didn't realize she said the door was locked.
He came out rejuvenated.
Anything about the KKK part, though? How the KKK pulled up to kill him?
I think that was like Coogler. Like, I'm going to just let Michael B. Jordan be cool at the end of the movie.
Yeah, I felt like everybody stand up and clap type moment.
And it was like a good resolve because it was like their plan didn't work, but then like he didn't technically live through it either. But like the reason he died was like ethical. It was like one of the most ethical deaths I've seen in a movie. It was like, damn, this nigga should die. Like I was agreeing with him. I was like, your wife's in heaven, your brother's in, like, nigga, just die. Well, I guess his brother wasn't in heaven.
His brother was with Josh Allen, fiance.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Another free part of the movie.
I don't know if I could ever go for that.
Yeah. Music was number one. Absolutely. The free part was number two.
Was third on the list. Absolutely. Alrighty then.
Shout out Sinners. Shout out Coogler. Shout out USC. Anybody got Unheard?
Yeah.
Ludwig. Yeah.
Unheard. Yeah, I'm gonna play Lunchbox. He's probably been one of my like favorite underground rappers for damn near the past 4 years. Kind of came up like with Yeet, like in the similar circles. I think he did like a lot of production a while ago for Sheck West. I've probably played him on the pod before. But yeah, New York rapper, this is Shady by Lunchbox.
What about you? Now what about me? Don't pay me. What about who? Don't fuck with me? Don't pay me. She said when I fuck with you, I wanna be a lady. I had to override the coupe, this shit don't do slim shady. I wanna shoot in my life, but you so shady. When you do them comments, I bet you so shady. When you do them shot bros, I bet you so pretty. Really hard, we go really hard. What if on my diss so much, I'm getting really tired. Well, work for me, got no hustle, bitch, you really
All right, Chance, it's your weekend, man. R&B aficionado, R&B gatekeeper.
R&B week, R&B weekend, including yours truly on the label, Coco Jones. Another person we were considering for the label passed on. Just limited roster spots. Destin Conrad, both drop projects this
You
week.
definitely have Destin Conrad.
Yeah, he is.
He's not on my label.
Yes, he is.
Oh, he is?
Yeah. L label owner.
Well, good shit for us, bro. We got 2 label drops this week. Why not more? Coco Jones, the multi-hyphenate star, pushes the boundaries of R&B on her debut album.
Chance GPT. Chance
I thought it was
music description.
Yeah. I mean, look, good stuff on here, man. She was doing like a lot of, I would say like samples, odes to, early 2000 pop records, R&B joints. She liked the Never Too Much interpolation, Luther Vandross very loosely. There was some Britney Spears taste on, I think, like the second song that I really liked. I like how she kind of twisted that a little bit. And I thought it was, she's in a relationship right now, so I thought it was very, that type of music. Like there's like some.
Who she's in a relationship with?
Some bedroom songs on here with the A.
Who she's in a relationship with?
Huh?
Is anybody famous? Who is it?
Donovan.
Oh, okay.
Donovan Mitchell.
That's so fake. In production, he would not call this man anything other than Spider.
She's dating
He would
Spider
have thought he had
Mitchell.
a jersey on the wall. Now it's Donovan Mitchell, number 45 guard on the Cleveland.
Got it.
Very
Continue.
formal.
My fault. I just was curious.
Spider Mitchell. But no, I think Coco impressed right here. I did think she pushed kind of, she reminded me a lot of Tiana Taylor on here with some of her performances. Very, traditional contemporary R&B, thanks to likes of like, a Mary J type vibe.
I love to Mary J comp.
I also appreciated her, like she was a little bit more upbeat on this one too. Like there was some, light poppy, there was some poppy records on here.
Top track.
Top track. I really like that Taste sample of the Britney Spears Taste. That was a really good one. The one with Future was cool. I like that one. Keep It Quiet, how she started the record was really good.
Future is not real. Future is AI.
At this point, he is, I swear.
Why you say Future's AI?
We can talk about it later when we get to the Destin Conrad, but and just government mandated features. But Future just pops up on projects. It's like, bro, where'd you come from?
I didn't even know he was.
I was not expecting you here. You're good. Like, I'm not saying you're ass.
Like his
like,
A&R
where'd you come from?
has to know everybody.
What's
like,
your connection to this
Future a
artist?
Disney star back in the day? Like, where is the connection? Like, how?
Hey, I mean, Future just fits so. If you need if you want, I think for her type of record, you didn't want like a true rapper. We've graduated from like when Miguel and Wale used to do records together, like where you really bring just a R&B heavyweight that didn't dip in the hip hop lane at all, and then you brought in a rap nigga for the verse. Like we're now like everybody's trying to do a little bit of both, right? Like Coco trying to talk her shit a little bit, and Future trying to croon, which I think it's better that way. So I think he just fits the bill. It's like Ty Dolla $ign for the longest time. Like you needed you didn't want to do too much, but you just needed some extra flavor. Somebody to just do a couple riffs. Like Ty Dolla $ign was your fucking guy. Like he was just the icing on the cake. The parsley on the baked potato. Let's just get some color on there, and he did that job very well for a number of years. I think Future is. I haven't reduced him to that, but.
You're a real fan, man. We weren't even coming at him, but you had his defense. Like,
I really wasn't. Nigga got defense.
Like, I really respect it as a fellow Future fan. Like, I'm glad we have good, loyal soldiers in the camp. Like, I know that like my brother is also willing to die. Like it's okay, bro. We stand with you. Taj, what would be it? What's your top track?
What's your
really good?
What's your pitchfork out of 10? I think he says top track was Taste.
Really good stuff from Coco. I mean, look, first impressions, I'm like 2 listens in. Right now, though, I really like it. I'm not gonna give it a pitchfork number. That's not fair.
Boo,
that's next week.
Boo. Next week we're not talking about this project, bro. Just give your first 2 listens. You already gave the discretion.
This is such a cop out. Like a 7.
Okay,
it's good, very good right now.
I also give it a 7. I've listened a good amount. I think I get what Chance was trying to go with the Tiana Taylor comp, but I think Tiana Taylor pushes the boundaries a bit more. This was a very like let's get one on the board type project. Like let's get one out there. Like it was. I don't want to say safe because safe sounds like you're shitting on it. But it's tradition. I'll say traditional. Very traditional. Like the samples, like couldn't really fail. Chance talked about the Britney Spears "Toxic" and Luther Vandross, and he had the Vance and I was talking about the Overnight Celebrity. Who was the actual
Somebody named
sample?
Lenny Williams, "Cause I Love You," but it's a Twista Kanye
Yeah,
song.
yeah. So it's like familiar samples on here, like the AEOMG is like a songwriter's like that's like a songwriter song. Like
You can
you
hear the
make me say
writers' room. You
AEO.
can hear the
Like
writers.
I
You
get
can
it.
hear it.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, my favorite song was "On Site." That was my favorite song. I really like Future. Even though Chance did his whole defense, I really like Future on "Most Beautiful Design." It's basically Future saying I'm not a womanizer, despite the last 2 decades of evidence of me being a womanizer. He's like, I swear I'm not, guys. And I like YG Marley. I feel like you don't hear enough music from him, but when he hits that no no no, it's like the fuck you. Like, oh, he got it. It's the Bob Marley bag. But it was cool. I'll give it a 7. I think now it's like time for like she got one on the board, and now it's time to like show through performances, like her performing it like at these like the BT Awards and shit like that. I think that'll get her like really out there because the music is solid.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like, especially to that last point, I feel like this is going to be the tour album, like the performance album, where it's like, okay, you got your little pop hits. I mean, when you make a single and the whole interpolation is Britney taste, it's like, I know what you're doing. I see the play, and it's a good interpolation at that. I'm sure the song is doing well. But to Taj's point, I think it's for a very kind of not niche audience, but definitely probably like a younger R&B audience. Like I don't see myself running a ton of these like in the car. Like it's a good listen. Like it's definitely not a bad album. But in terms of like, I wouldn't necessarily call it like a chill R&B album. I'd say it's more upbeat, more poppy. I will say some sections to me sounded like one long song, but to her credit, like I would kind of get snapped out of it like pretty quickly. Like it's hard because like it was really these little pockets like AEOMG and Thank For You were like okay, and then I heard Here We Go, which was the Overnight Celebrity sample, and I was like okay, I really really like this song. That's probably my favorite track on the project. And then the YG Marley song, I would say that's probably her pushing the boundaries the most on the project. It really reminded me of that Raven Lene song Candy, where I'm like, okay, look at like the big vocalist R&B shorties, making the little kind of tropical summer vibe. I think that's the main thing I got from the project. It's like this is a summer anthem. The ones that work are gonna work, and the ones that don't work, they'll still be in H&M and Target and Zara all throughout August and September back to school. So, I mean, it's solid. Like it's way better than other albums that are meant to deliver the same purpose. Like I guess shipping it in, and I say this doesn't sound like it got shipped in. You is really special. I think that's probably my second favorite track on here. Kind of gave me some like PTSD, positive PTSD. Like the first time I heard SZA Snooze, really just the rhythm, nothing else. Not in terms of how crazy the track is, but you is really solid. So good work, Coco.
Yeah, I said 7, but compared to her peers, like everybody else that was kind of in this lane of like the
That came with
Normani's,
Flo.
the Chloe's, like their
Yeah.
debut.
She blowing them out the water.
This is like a
That's
tear
why I
ahead.
said Tiana. That was like my Tiana comp, where it's just like right now she's a little bit more low key. Like when Tiana was really on the scene, like that was one of her things why she said she was taking a break from music because she felt like she wasn't
popped
kind of
off
getting that
strong.
recognition she deserved. I think she kind of in that lane right now. Like Coco Jones, she been popping off. I thought, like I said, really nice debut. Yeah, not too crazy risk. The samples were safe, but she did a good job. Like they weren't just the. I appreciate the fact that they were more interpolations
Shameless
than they were
samples,
like,
yeah.
let me just rip the fucking taste. Yeah, just shameless, take the beat and everything, not do nothing else, and just run with that. That's the whole hook. You know what I mean?
How'd you feel about your other artists?
yeah.
Destin Conrad, Love and Digital.
Good stuff.
Love on Digital.
Love on Digital, Destin Conrad, bruh. One thing I appreciated was here. It just felt like he was having fun, experimenting. Again, I'd like to say like much more pop focused. This project, pop leaning with the production. The songs are very snappy, like, you know, maybe 2.5 minutes each. You know, couple like maybe 2-3 hooks, you know, quick verse or two. And that's what you need, bro. Just good music. It reminded me of not that he's Tierra Whack, but like kind of the approach she's taking to her music, where she just kind of do like these, you know. I have this
It was
idea.
a very rap-like project.
Let's kind of like
from
make a
an
song
R&B
out of it.
artist.
Let's
It did
riff.
feel
Let's
like
sing.
a kind of rap, little mixtape kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
If I'm
I wouldn't say let's the
Tory
rap.
Lanez
Let's the rap.
project, then I would say Tory Lanez. This would like
Yeah,
it
yeah.
sound like a
Let's the
Tory.
rap part. More just like the, you know, quick ideas. Here that Kissing in Public was really good to start the project off. Mr. E and Southside are decent. The Bad Bitches with Kehlani is really good. The Jumpin' last time with Tizo is just, man, I love to see him on features. Like he I'm not gonna say he's gonna be tired, but it's like, man, I love when Tizo on a feature, bro. He just every time he pops up, bro, he shows out and he's able to just seamlessly fit in with a bunch of different types of government. Bro. That's tough to do. Shout out Tizo, bro.
I think Tizo has now earned his crown, his spot on the government mandated.
He might be the best.
he's earned his spot.
I mean, maybe not even the best, but he's in the better tier of the government mandated features because we've seen a lot of them.
Yeah, I don't sigh when I see Tizo, like with the other government mandated features.
I would say one more feature, bro. That PBS Lil Nas X. I haven't seen him in a minute, bro. You know, this felt like, to me, this was his bag, bro. I like Lil Nas X on here. I thought he complimented. He kind of brought like the rap vibes, but again, more rap poppy vibes, where it's like
Does he have real fans, or are they just like kindergartners?
You know, I have no clue.
That's the discourse going on right now. Like Lil Nas X, haven't seen him in a while, but that was good. His whole social media thing, like embracing his flop era. Like he says he's in a flop era, and he's like, he posts TikToks of him just like walking the street and nobody stopping him. He's like, when nobody recognizes you on the street, it's just like he's just embracing the whole flop era, and that's his current thing. So I don't know if it feels like he's trying to gain fans, despite the fact that he's already been like broken records and done all this big shit. So I think he's trying to gain a fan base right now.
I would say one thing though with Destin that seems to be a theme throughout his career thus far, and you know, we'll see if that changes over time as he becomes more established. But the projects are always, you know, starting with Colorway, damn near EP, like maybe like 7 real songs on here, 14 minutes. Satin, that was 2022, 23 minutes, 9 songs. Submissive 1 and 2 was 2023 and 2024. Again, like 9 songs, 20 minutes. This joint
40 minutes.
I think his longest LP, like 37 minutes, 15 songs. I want him to flesh out these. I think for the next project, I would like to see like some of these fleshed out just a tad bit more. Like more developed records.
So question, you would rather an artist kind of take their time and give you a lot of... But bro, this is what you criticize Cardi for. Cardi didn't drop shit. And then he dropped 30 songs.
No, this is what I like. This is what I like.
Versus an artist dropping like more projects.
No, I don't want more songs. I just want to maybe like flesh out the songs more.
But I thought you said you liked that. It was snappy. Project.
I do. That's what I'm saying. I like that approach.
You just wanted something different.
What do you
No,
want?
I don't want nothing different. I'm just saying like the song, like so far they just like, you know, I think he could take another level, go to another level, just as far as like develop these more, flesh them out more. Like they're really good because they quick, but we got a lot of that.
Rather him not drop anything for a year or two and then drop like a project of fleshed out songs, or would you rather him kind of give you this yearly, damn near twice a year kind of like mixtape pack, one in the spring, one in the fall, winter? Because I mean, I feel like the method that he's done so far has been working out pretty well for him. You know, drop a single, drop another single, drop the EP.
It has. I'm not disagreeing with that.
He just does it. I feel like he's one of the artists that does a better job of it. I'm trying to think of others in my head right now that do like a pretty good job of dropping the consistent little tapes. I mean, we're not really endorsing him on here right now, but I can't lie. Nine Vicious, that's why he's up. Just keeps dropping music, keeps performing in front of fans. At the very end of the day, honestly, both of them, but Destin Conrad too, especially as an R&B artist, like he be outside in LA. Like he's outside. You can see Destin Conrad at the bar. Like you can have a conversation with Destin Conrad. You can also maybe go to his show, you know, next weekend or see him pop up at a selection show and have like a feature or do a song or two. Like, I feel like a lot of these artists that are starting to break through are the ones that are kind of really understanding. Like, you have to be present and you gotta like be there. You know, I mean, we've talked about it on here. The mysterious shit is dead, but it's like, I don't know. I think Destin Conrad is a really, really good example. Just as somebody that's like seen the nigga outside in LA around. It's like, okay, like you're not really too cool for this shit at all. So shout out Destin Conrad. A lot of respect.
Cool project. I would give it 7.5. It had some really like jumping through Carrie's honeymoon. That's special, like really special. Like I was like, oh shit, this just keeps getting better. The Tizo feature was really good. That was in that stretch. There's parts on here like I didn't look at the track list or like any of the features. I was like, bro, it's like gearing up for a jump scare in a horror movie. I'm like,
That's
I know Lil
hilarious.
Nas X is coming somewhere. Like too many of these sound like you're setting me up for Lil Nas X. Then I finally heard Lil Nas X and I was like, ah, there it is. But yeah, there's a few moments where he sounds a little too close to a Lil Nas X and a little too close to a Tory Lanez. I was like, it's kind of weird. But cool project. Like that stretch, track 7 to track 11, really special. Yeah, that would be a full thing.
Yeah, I like the way he started the project. Kissing in public. You know, he got the little Pharrell drums, cheat code. It's getting warm outside. That'll do numbers. But then, you know, kind of switching it up with like Mr. E and Serpent with Feet. Also a really, really talented artist. And I think he's from Baltimore. So shout out Serpent with Feet. Just a pretty tasteful project. I mean, two really, really solid projects. They're kind of different from each other, even though they're somewhat in the same lane, if that makes any sense.
No, I totally agree. I got that same vibe. Just like, yeah, I like this. I like artists just kind of sticking, you know, trying to find their own flavor, their own lane. You know, not trying to just be clone, Frank Ocean light,
Right.
P&D light.
Exactly. All the
Brent
Brent
Faz
clones
light.
got like washed away.
Very easy to be
I
that.
haven't heard of Brent clone in I don't know how long. I haven't heard Brent in I don't know how long. So I guess that's where it starts. Alrighty then. Is there anything else anybody wanted to review?
Yeah. So good stuff from the label this week. I just wanted
So
to
you have
let
both?
the
You have
fans
Coco
know.
and Destin?
Yeah. I mean, we heavy hitters, Coco and Destin. We timed this up perfectly. Dropped both at the same weekend.
So who are the other
this is
R&B
like Shark
artists?
Boy and
Who
Lava
are the
Girl.
other
Great
a
movie.
Like,
who are the other R&B artists set to drop on the labels?
I think I have
have Frank.
Rihanna. We'll see if the Trinidadian Queen
That
is
merges.
going to
That's it. I'm
to
only
bless
R&B.
us.
Okay, so
I feel like I have
Nobody
one
drafted
more R&B
SZA?
artist. No, I have I got WizKid.
oh
Chance
yeah.
has Summer Walker.
I got Summer and WizKid. Yeah, we're very R&B heavy
So
over
you're really
here.
looking to lock down that sector. I see the play. Go work GM. Go War Room decision.
Yeah, right now it seems like my label
right,
is leading the
okay.
pack as far as releases and
mean-
just quality.
Quality, no. Rim has dropped 2 10 out of 10 singles. And Vance, I'll give credit where credit's due. Pink Panthers. Pink Panthers is special. These
She's like a
she's like,
superhero.
nobody has captured this Y2K brand. Like, I don't know. She had to spend like forever just on the internet. Like, she had to be an internet kid, like early on. Cause she's got this brand tapped like perfectly of like this Y2K pop sound. And she does it so perfectly while also making it modern and not feeling like it's like just like ripping off the early 2000s. Like, she's got the aesthetic done perfectly. The latest song, I think
It's called Stateside.
I don't know if it's called American
Stateside.
Boy. I don't know what it's called. Yeah. Stateside. And she's just asking, like, can you be my American boy, like, most of the time? Or, like, my American thing or whatever. And it's just, like,
It's
a
perfect.
perfect single. And I don't even really like the pop and then the music video. That's the only reason I would listen to the single was because the music video. The music video was perfect. Like, they even, like, they didn't grain it, but they, like, sharpened. I think is the exact term. They sharpened the music video so it looked like a music video from the early 2000s. I was like, yeah, she just gets her brand perfect.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember when I bought a lot of stock. I think her first project, the one that had like Pain on it, and all those songs like that she first blew up with, like the official album website to like buy tour tickets and like lead you to streaming links. It was just like a MySpace page. It was like an old MySpace page. It was just the entire website. I was like, okay, yeah, never. Okay, she really, really gets it. Like, and not only does she really get it, but it's really her. Like you said, you could just tell she's been on the internet for a while, And like I always loved Pink Panthers because she's like the most popular, damn near the most popular music nerd right now. You know, like at the very end of the day, all producers are. We're just computer nerds that like understand like a little bit of rhythm. That's it. And like listening to her, it's insane. Like, how do you just continue to do this shit? And I get it. Some people say, oh, the song sounds similar. The song sounds similar. But man, just the attention to detail and like the level of the just production quality on her tracks. And this is for a single, you know, like I'm really, really excited to hear what the album's going to sound like. But I mean, you guys know the group Gorillaz? Like this damn near reminded me of like how I felt when like I used to hear Gorillaz back when I was like 5 years old, 4 years old, 6 years old, where it's just like, damn, like I don't even know how to contextualize this music, but like it sounds good. And like I would love to like skateboard to it or like have it in Skate 4, you know, like put Pink Panthers in Skate 4. It's that type of shit. It's just like random lifestyle music, or it could be like an opening scene in like a show or a movie or something. Like it's just music, you know. You don't have to think too hard about it. It doesn't really come with an agenda. So yeah, shout out the label, Pink Panthers, 2 great singles. Album coming May 9th. Stop playing.
All right, any other projects y'all want to talk about? We had Roy Woods, Dark Knights, Zukenee, Slatanic, David, Withered. Or you want to get an Unheard?
He didn't move me enough to review it on the pod. I think he should have gone. Like I credit him for not leaning into like the new Atlanta sound too much and kind of like paying homage to the old kind of Atlanta sound. But I think he leaned in a little too heavily. Like the beats didn't seem fresh; they just seemed like old recreations. Like he should have. I think he needs some better production. That was really my only critique. But outside of that, and all those swords and the dragons and shit castles, you got to drop that. It's getting corny. You got to put the swords away. But outside of that, I do really like where he's going. Just I thought this project would be a little more of a jump than it was.
I don't know. It sounds like when I first heard Zukenee, I was like, "There's no way he's not connected in some way to like Tisa Korean."
Very similar.
Like, they're kind of doing the same thing. Of like, we're gonna take this sound from decades ago with like this bounce, like you can feel the fucking bounce on every song, and we're gonna be like playful with it. I think Zucchini is a little more serious, street, whereas Tisa Korean is like fully like into the bit.
Silly.
I think he's leaning into the bit
Right.
too far to where people don't really take him serious. But there's even a song on this project with Zucchini where it's like the hook, he's just saying he's
That's
silly.
Tisa
I'm like,
Korean's
bro,
whole shit.
I don't know if this is like this is low key biting. Like I don't know, it made me feel weird. But Zucchini's cool. I like this last project more. Yeah, this one was straight. It was all right.
Yeah, I just thought it was going to be better because, you know, I guess he like got Murder Beats production and it's showing that there's more budget behind him. But it's just like, damn, I would thought there had been some like you listen the first time and you know like this might be the one. I didn't hear that. But
I liked Hindu and None. I think Gimme Gimme Interlude, that was the one where he bit Tisa Korean crazy hard. I was like, all right, not a project starting to feel nasty, but yeah,
I like Stupid
interesting.
Fool. And I think one was called Hot Ass Grease. I like the beat on that one. So a couple tracks. Chance, did you listen to Roy Woods?
I ain't listened to Roy Woods.
It was good.
I ain't had time. It was good.
Yeah, OVO and EXO need to do the little Crip and Blood where they tie their flags. And or like Romeo and Juliet, just let Roy Woods and Nav connect because these niggas are the two saddest like music professionals on earth, like artists. Like Nav's whole album was like a cry for help last project, and this whole album is like, I guess Roy Wood is just getting cheated on like crazy in Toronto. It's him like talking about how crazy he's getting cheated on and how it hurts. Like one project, he was like, "What do I have to live for, other than my family, my friends, everybody who loves me?" Without you, I was like, damn, nigga, you just said everything you have to live for.
That's mad
like all those other people. But yeah, it's a depressing, like, I guess somebody's really cheating on him like crazy, but good project nevertheless.
What were you about to say though? What's your favorite project of the weekend?
So my favorite project, Dash taking us into Unheard, Niontay, Fada, Love of Money. He signed to the Mike label, the 10K. Dropped this project. It's really good. I think Niontay is like the least of the I think Mike and the Earls. I think some people think they're a little too serious at times, of like, this is too emotional or too thought provoking. Niontay is like a young nigga from Florida. Like he'll do the like ignorant rap shit that people like. but he also has the sound of the mic and the Earls, so it's like a ethical ignorant, really good. I think a good example of that is a song I play for Unheard, Triggaman. Probably my favorite song of the year so far.
I so three my love. Tell me why you hate it. Doing shit ain't fun. That like any day. Loyal to a fault. With that shit contagious. Nigga plenty bun. My bitch sister shit more games. Fuck you in the scene you in. I'm actively still muddy. I'ma leave how I came in. I'm actually 100. Wipe my footwork on the land. Ain't ask for shit 100. Pray for peace, don't pray for man. Gon' get it if you want it. Fuck you in your safe spade. Nigga, that shit just spade. Nigga only can't pro black. Cause pro black got them paid. I get my money out the way. So bitch, I'm out the way. I got unordinary trade. A gator and a fade. I keep my hell held up to God. She got me through a lot. Let my heart at home with mine. I hope it ain't la la. I know I'm headed after this. Thank God I'm used to the hot. I love my mom for I could find it. I blame it on my power. I got I show three my love. Yeah. Tell me why they.
All right, new segment. I don't know if this is really a segment. Might be a recurring topic, recurring theme, recurring. I just like the name, honestly. Armchair A&R. We're gonna talk about just artist examples of like, damn, if I was an A&R in this situation, I would not have pushed them down this route. I would not have let them go down this route. And the intro artist for this one is Ari Lennox. It got reported this week that her and Dreamville have split amicably. They really stressed that part, that it was love on both sides. But yeah, she's no longer Dreamville. Her first single, Without Dreamville, Soft Girl Era, also was trending this week. Of just kind of being a sharp U-turn from the Ari Lennox people were first introduced to. Yeah, I'll play the snippet here.
Y'all know what this is.
Baby, that's $1 million in the mirror. Yeah. Step back, get back, can't get nearer. Ain't tryna do nothing but look pretty in here. Yeah. Hurry up and put me in my soft girl era.
It's trash.
Chance sent it in the Instagram group chat, being like, "Thank you. Now finally, they can stop holding her back."
Well, to be fair,
I was like,
to be fair, he
I
didn't
think
send
it's
the
the exact
song.
opposite.
He sent the news that she left Dreamville. Yeah.
The news, yeah. So, Chance, what Armchair A&R? How do you think Dreamville was holding Ari Lennox back? What would your suggestions be to an Ari Lennox? What would you have liked to see?
No, bro. I just think they just been like using her on the compilation albums. Like her albums ain't really been hitting for real.
Since when? When do you think
just
she
like,
had
I
it?
feel like
Like, what would you
Ari
say? Shea Butter
just-
Baby? Like, that was her moment? Like, that she's trying to
I think that was her moment to really go upwards, but like I feel like she never
see.
really eclipsed that moment.
So why do you think?
Like Shea Butter Baby, her biggest song. I just feel like they fucked up her image. Like I don't know what they do. I don't know what direction it was going in. It felt directionless.
I don't even know if it's her or her team at this point. Because, man, that soft girl era shit is trash. It's so bad. And if they left Dreamville to drop more music like that, then it's looking bleak. That's why I can't say that Dreamville was holding her back. Because sometimes, they put like the little cages up at the zoo to keep you away from the lions for a reason, bruh. Like, you don't want to play with the lions, bruh. I promise it's better on this side of the gate. Like, that's kind of how I'm feeling with Ari Lennox. Like, it's like, all right, go ahead and play with the lions if you want. And soft girl era, nigga, that's like the meme they had on Twitter, 100 niggas versus one gorilla. Who would win? They said the first 10 niggas would be injured in ways that nobody has ever described before. That's his first single, Soft Girl Era. That's the first guy that had to go against the gorilla with 99 niggas behind him. That's his single. I mean, no redeeming qualities. Video's trash. Don't let me get into it. I just feel like she was a sole artist and it's not a super saturated lane. Like, okay, R&B artist that's kind of grown and sexy, but like you're cool and you're like kind of cool with the rappers, but like you have a really good voice and you can make some great ballads. And this is just a complete 180. It's like trying to compete with Kehlani and Normani and
She
like,
had
not even Normani, but damn near Flo Milli. Like, who are you trying to be?
She had the perfect brand, like the perfect like introduction to the world. Like Shea Butter Baby was like an instant beloved cult classic amongst black women of like that new apartment, like everything on that project, everybody like women connected to heavily, and you just had the kind of respect. Like I thought she was going to be like the Sunday morning artist of our generation. Of like, yeah, you got the Scissors and the Summer Walkers, and then there's also the Ari Lennox. Like it's a clear three-headed snake of R&B.
That's what I'm saying. So why is she still out there?
I think
she fell far away from them.
I think where it came was what's it called? Positive reinforcement. She got no positive reinforcement other than the people. I think like before Armchair A&R, like if this was a column, I would like headline it. We failed Ari Lennox, and I would just get everybody mad of like, how did I fail Ari Lennox? Where it's just like literally everybody involved with Ari Lennox failed her. I think Shea Butter Baby came out, and I remember exactly because I was following her heavily as just like a fan of like it came out at the same time as Summer Walker, that Over It. And Over It like swept everything at the BET Awards, like the Black People Awards, like it swept all the R&B categories. And it was like, yeah, that's expected. But then the Soul Train Awards happened. It was like, okay, Summer Walker got everything at the BET Awards R&B, that's cool. But the Soul Train Awards, like Ari Lennox made a whole soul album. Surely this is where I would get my just dues and everybody like recognizing me for the talent.
Yeah,
and then Summer Walker swept that too. And I remember Ari Lennox being tight about it, being like, damn, I thought this one was for me. I'm gonna find the exact quote, but she literally said like, damn, I thought this was for me. I made this album to like try and keep soul alive, and it's like to get nothing back feels kind of crazy. I'm gonna find the exact quote. Soul Trade Awards.
So now she said, I'm gonna try to be Summer Walker.
It's nasty.
I'm about to get in that lane, and that lane is just like there's only a few could really dominate in per lane, bro.
What's going on with Ari? There we go. Breakout singer, soul singer Ari Lennox was nominated for 3 awards at last night's BET Soul Train Awards, but took home none. Then she said, quote, "It's not just an award. It wasn't any award show. It was the Soul Train Awards. As you can see, I'm a big fan of soul music and a huge fan of Soul Train's history. Being snubbed was something I always expected and was definitely prepared for, but just not by them." End quote. And I think that was the beginning of the end. Because she just stopped making what got her on, in my opinion, of that soulful sound. Like that next project was a little more R&B pop leaning, of like trying to do the Summer Walker sound. And I think her fan base got sliced in half right there. And now she's like fully pop R&B. I think her fan base just got sliced in half again. So
no,
I never really saw it as a Dreamville thing. I saw it as just everybody. She didn't get her just due. Like she did the work. She dropped something great. Didn't get her just due. Same thing with the Rod Wave tour. If anybody remembers that drama, she was on a Rod Wave tour supporting him. Arena tour. And it was essentially every night she's getting booed opening for Rod Wave. So imagine you're going to 30 cities and every night you're getting booed. And it's just because like your fans aren't Rod Wave's fans. Like that, those two fan bases don't mesh.
That's Dreamville though.
That's not Dreamville. What are we doing? The Dreamville doesn't book her tours. That's not a Dreamville thing. And also that bag is like probably crazy. So like she probably she has come out and said that she accepted it. She thought it was a great opportunity, which it was. Like,
I'm sure it was.
Being the direct support on an arena tour. Like, yeah, you're setting yourself up for a good little period. So she accepted that bag, but without kind of just thinking the fact that like Rod Wave fans might be dicks. Like we saw the same thing happen with Rico Nasty at Playboy Cardi. Like that shit just does irreparable damage, and I don't even know what it does to your psyche. Like imagine going to every city getting booed off the stage, and you got to be up there for 90 minutes.
Your whole job is
you getting booed for 90 minutes.
Damn, she had 90-minute sets.
Like imagine that. Like so, I think those two things compounded. Then mixed with the fact with the latest drama that we talked about a few episodes ago, of like her trying to drop new singles and Dreamville being like, we don't believe in digital advertisements. That is where I will blame Dreamville. Like we don't believe in digital advertisements.
Push her.
Like we don't do that part. Yeah, I think all of those three compounding is just like, yep,
man. Go to TDE. They doing something right over there, man. Go to TDE.
You gotta wait.
Now she's just that Interscope, like the larger. And now she's dropping songs like Soft Girl Era.
Nah, it's just like Soft Girl. I don't know. It's just like Ari. I think she do have to do that approach. She just felt a little bit more. I don't want this to come out bad. Like she's like a more mature artist. Like she's for a more mature fan base. You know what I'm saying? And this is I agree with y'all. This soft girl era is kind of going. It's like a little corny. It's going backwards a little bit. I don't know.
Soft Girl Era is a song. That's like a song like somebody just went viral. Like
What
if Cooking with
song?
Kaya
Yeah,
came out and dropped Soft Girl Era,
that
I'm like that
baby.
fits. Like that tracks you and who you are. Like Ari Lennox should not be subjected to this type of song.
Twerking with workout equipment on.
Ari Lennox
That's what they're
cooking
trying to
with
do.
Kaya
Cooking with
Comp is
Ari.
insane.
It's not looking good. it's not looking good. Free Ari Lennox. You know, that's the ending statement for me. It's just free Ari Lennox from. I don't know if it's her team or the new label or it's sad. I've told them like we were robbed of Ari Lennox Cleo Soul collab, probably, but nope. You think Cleo Soul hopping on some damn soft girl era? Fuck out of here. She's too grown for that, bruh. Come on, man. What are you talking about? It is tragic though, because it didn't have to go like this. It really didn't. Shea Butter Baby was probably one of the best female debut albums we had seen in a while, right? Especially at that time. I mean, like you said, it was Summer Walker Over It. Another heavy hitter, but it's like damn near we didn't know what we had. She didn't either.
So what would you take her then? Armchair A&Rs?
I mean, now she's under the Interscope umbrella, and Interscope is going to want like returns on investments, which is why songs like Soft Girl Era happen. Like we want songs that could pop. But I just don't think that's Ari Lennox. I think honestly she should be like kind of like a Lucky Day type lane of like I'm never going to be the biggest, but you can pencil me in for every year I drop a project. It's going to be one of the best. I think she has that type of talent, but you know it's never really going to pop like crazy. I think that would be her best possible lane. For me, of just like I'm just going to drop great music. It might never go crazy. I might have probably collected my biggest checks already with the Rod Wave and certain projects, but
it's
I'm
for a
gonna
more
make
mature audience.
quality music that niggas want to buy on
More grown
vinyl
attention.
and like my core fans really like, and a couple thousand people will come see me in every city, no matter what.
I
And
will
think
say
that's
to
probably her
Chance's
best
point, that
route.
is probably like another kind of pseudo criticism with Dreamville. It's just the fact that when you're under that label, under that name, there's just added pressure, just more added commercial pressure to sell and be a relevant label head. Because they're clearly competing for advertising budget on the label. So it just adds extra pressure. I hope she finds like an indie or can somehow work her way out of this deal or something. Because if we have to hear a whole project of softcore era, I'm telling you right now, it's cooked.
Shit is over with already, especially since summer about to. This is not good time because summer is about to. Whew, she about to fuck the fall up. I'm telling y'all now. I already heard it. I got the.
She did
I got the
31K
tape.
first week
Which is
with
really
Shea Butter
good.
Baby in 2019. Facts, and now it got certified gold, so 500,000 units as of 2022. It's like I feel like she could do that.
Shea
She could
Butter
have
Baby
kept
2.
doing that.
Fuck
though.
it. Like,
Uh,
try it. Like, anything, please. Anything is better than this. Anything. That's why it's just like, damn.
Y'all just didn't like the soft girl.
Nah, it's been a build up to this.
What
This
did
is
y'all
just the
hate
peak.
about it?
This is like the shameless, like, okay, this is me. But it was kind of building up to this.
It's just like
it's
so
more so
watered
just like
down.
she's trying to do this, like, I'm like the sexy female, like, act. When it's like, yeah, I mean,
Not an image match.
yeah,
though,
she
right?
started more mature.
Like she's a
like,
more
you can be whoever you want to be.
a
You
little
just
bit more
can't jump
mature.
around. You feel me? It's like why 6ix9ine's crazy story was so crazy. If he started as a snitch, it probably wouldn't have been as big of a deal. But he started as Mr. Blood and then became a snitch. It was like, oh shit, you know, that's Ari Lennox. Like, you can't go from the grown and sexy, mature, like I said, like the Cleo Soul kind of lane. Like, you're known. Like, one of my friends told me when they went to the Cleo Soul show, what they loved about it so much was that you're kind of just there in awe because you realize there's really no gimmick. Like, she's just good at music. And, like, that's the true aura. Like, you're just there. There's nobody else on stage, really. Not a crazy, no visuals, pyrotechnics, just music. And I feel like Ari Lennox, like that, in my opinion, that's one of the best compliments you could get. And Ari Lennox, I feel like, was in that same conversation of being that type of artist. And now it's like making TikToks and TikTok challenges. And
yeah, I just think she's too talented for that type of song and that type of games of like. And it goes back to like the keep the main thing the main thing. Like, you want to make a sexy song,
Right.
Do it in make a soul sexy song. Like that's what people fuck with you for. Don't try to do like an exact copy of these other artists. Like you're better than them. Like they're doing that because they can't do what you do. Like you don't have to step into their world. But I still believe in Ari Lennox. I still have some stock. I don't have all the stock I had previously. I still got some stock. I still have some belief. I'm not giving up on the
listen
talent.
to the next project. I'm excited for it, but just actually that's a lie. I'm not excited for it. Not after softcore era. But I will listen.
Not in your softcore era,
I can't
bro?
say I am. If you saw the video, absolutely not. That's not me. All respect though, June's coming up. All respect to everybody, whichever era you're in. That's not mine.
All right, last words. Then Unheard on Chance.
Last words. Fuck the Saints.
Well, this has been like the same message.
That's all.
Post
That's how I'm
draft
feeling
for
right
the
now.
last 5 years of this podcast. I don't know if you've come on here celebrating the draft once, but thank you for listening. If you made it this far, of course. No last words really. Just keep running the Pink Panthers. Like Justin Bieber said, turn your volume all the way down, but don't mute it, and then loop it, and then just play it while you go to sleep. And you can help us get to number 1. Thank you.
Do the same thing Vance said for Pink Panthers. Do it for Unheard. Do it on the tube. Subscribe on YouTube. Do it on Spotify. Do it on Apple Podcast. Do it wherever else you find or dash listen to podcast. Follow us on the socials. All of that will be on YouTube. It'll hopefully be a video episode unless something goes horribly wrong. Knock on wood. So all the socials will pop up on the screen right now. Download Cosign. Follow Chef Boy RD. No, what's Chance's TikTok? Chef Boy RC. Yeah.
Chef Boy
Yeah,
RC.
follow Chef Boy RC on TikTok. New
Very
cooking
soon.
TikToks coming soon. I don't know. I'm just hoping, manifesting. Yeah. All right, that's it. Unheard on Chance. We're out.
Yeah, let's play. Let's play "Still Sippin" by Scoom 89.
Just me and my niggas. Don't hang with no rush, play with us, you cook no bap. I hang with them killers. His first time was some fast shit, really splash shit. Now you can't take no pictures. Her friends popped out, they tryna get lit off weed pills and all the liquor. You gotta catch you a beer, walk down on the ops to tell me that you was that nigga. I'm an IG looking out through a story and highlights, damn my ass getting thicker. Claiming that he is a member, bounce out with get 6'2s what he ate for dinner. No, we ain't joy riding, we either robbing and sliding, catch him in that blender. Man, I can tell he goofy, he doing all that shit for the hoes on Insta. I can really fuck his bitch, but I don't really want that hoe, her nigga too tender. Ask the block, I rap and send out shots, talk hot shit in a spinner. Spin out SRTs, big 223s, blue tips, jumped out and bit him. I said kill my brother, I told his OG don't cry, we gon' kill him. We had when it slad, and now I'm mad, the faux Nick damn near hit him. On the block going lab with choppers out, them hot cars, we gon' flip them. Hoes think that we rich, we ride fast, pro pad, baby still them.
Podcast over, dog.